Ladies and gentlemen, we are back yet again, and welcome for another edition of NASCAR 07 on the Mark Martin Revenge Tour season. Just 6 races to go, and tonight we head to a road course at the Watkins Glen International for the second to last road course race of the season. And as for this one here today, 90 laps will be the scheduled distance, and we have the odds stacked against us. We are starting dead last, not because I'm choosing to start there, but because I wrecked in qualifying. Ended up crashing in the S's. And as a result, ended up qualifying last because of it. Turned the car completely sideways, ended up clipping the guardrail, and it just kind of spun me out. Hit it in a weird spot. So, yeah, the unfortunate circumstance there. Obviously, we're trying to go for the record for the most laps led in a single season because we've already clinched the championship. Yesterday, we were able to clinch the championship at the California Speedway. We had to go into the race finishing 12th. We ended up finishing 7th. Jimmy Johnson won, who was second in points, so we did have pressure on ourselves to get that 12th place finish to clinch, but we were able to finish 7th in a fuel mileage race. Kind of fell behind on speed because of getting into a crash earlier in that race, so luckily we were able to manage the fuel well enough to be able to make it to the end on one less stop than some of the other drivers in the field. And honestly, just by making it to the end of the race and staying on the lead lap, there were only 12 cars that finished on the lead lap, and that's what allowed us, of course, to get that top 12. But as for tonight, got to lead as many laps as we can from here on out to the end of the season. I'd like to get to 20 wins. We only have to win 3 more races of these last 6 to get to 20 wins, so I think I can do that. So get to 20 wins, but most importantly, we're going to try to get that laps led record. Coming into tonight's race, 880 laps shy. This is only 90 laps, so there really isn't a huge opportunity for me to actually lead a bunch of laps in this race. And obviously starting at the very back, it's going to be tough to lead any laps, let alone to lead quite a few. So we'll see. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe for more NASCAR content, and let's get into this. Green flag is in the air. Johnson on the pole, trying to go for his 4th win of the season. So we are racing here at the Glen. Right off this initial start, contact into the first turn for Mark Martin as he barrels it in there 3 wide. With that 41 of Reed Sorensen. So aggressive off the start there as the field runs mostly 2x2 still. Mark looking to try to get by a fantasy driver in the 133 as well. Few extra passes made through the bus stop. I got back at the gas way too soon. Well, got to 28 through turn 1, gave a couple of those spots right back up. Outbreak Sorensen. All right, not bad. Could have been worse. Honestly, not a bad start, really. 1 lap in. We didn't crash. There we go. That was a lot cleaner through turn 1 that time. Don't want to destroy the car trying to pass everybody through the field. Aggressive line through the S's there. That was the aggressive line I tried in qualifying and it bit me, but lap 2 of the race, it worked out pretty well. Easy Network, Wade Selinsky, Ethan Chua, thanks for tuning in. To the bus stop. Dave Blaney off the curb. I wanted to make sure we were going to give him a lot of room there. Ooh, Mayfield squeezing Mark Martin. He tried to go into a hole 3 wide. And that hole wasn't really there. Jerry Fasnet also thanks for tuning into the stream also. All right. I'm moving through the field pretty quickly. Obviously, we're going to gain a lot of spots on the initial start. Everything after that, it's going to be tough once the field starts to separate a little bit more. But 2 laps, and we're already up to 16th. Contact with Jeff Burton. Little bump and run to get by the 31 for 14th. They had to lift, almost got in the wall. That would have been a different spot I got the wall in qualifying, but keep pushing a little too hard in the S's. Why am I starting at the rear? Because I crashed in qualifying. Crashed on my qualifying lap. Oh boy. Contact with Newman. Try a little under-over move. Oh, that didn't work either. 3 wide. Made the pass on both Marlin and Newman. So now up to 12th place. Tend to see a lot of cautions in the bus stop at Watkins Glen on these EA games. So off the initial start here, not too bad. Old contact with Truex. Back and forth. Side by side in the S's. Oh boy, a lot of contact. Oh boy. Yeah, that's the tightest area of the racetrack to run side by side. That could have been a lot worse than what it was. I just saw my left front fenders already in the red. I better not get a debris because that's just going to send me straight to the back because we're going to cause an incident. I didn't realize I made contact that many times already. Reds Braves playing a baseball game. I heard about that. I know they played a NCAA football game there a while back too. Baseball is going to be kind of weird in that stadium. Well, that track, I guess it looks like a stadium. Brian Berwick, thanks for tuning in. Jimmy Johnson's led the first 4 laps of the race, so good job, by Mark Martin to get to the 9th place position though in these early laps. You can definitely tell now that we're up by the faster cars in the field is a little bit more spaced out up at the front of the field. The passes are coming a lot harder to make. Side by side through the bus stop. A little contact between Kurt Busch and Kevin Harvick. Three wide. Oh, Kurt Busch checked up a ton getting into turn 6. Martin just kind of hit him right through there, followed his way up to 7th, Kurt to 6th. And Martin looking to make another pass on the 2. I did make a little bit of an adjustment post-qualifying. I felt like my car was a little loose on the right-handed turns. There's a lot more right-handed turns here than left-handed turns. So it took a little wedge out of it. So it might be a little looser on the left-handed turns, but there's very few of them, so car does feel balanced a little bit better. Part of why I ended up clipping the wall and the guardrail. It just felt like it was turning too much. You gotta believe all the cars we've passed this quick in the race that we have the fastest car here. I just made a mistake on my qualifying lap. Into turn 6. Mark Martin right there. Earnhardt side by side with Kenseth. Pulling out of line late into turn 1. Quite a bit of contact with this 8 car in front of us. Somehow he still made the pass on Matt Kenseth though, and Mark Martin going to do the same. All clear in the S's. Martin trying to make a move underneath his teammate now, Greg Biffle, side by side for 4. Earnhardt moving forward. Martin catching a little draft off the 8, going to try to outbrake his teammate, and he's able to do so successfully. Oh, Yeah, that wall came up pretty quickly. I've already talked about having to take care of the left front fender, and hitting that wall off the exit of the bus stop didn't help. Pass all these cars that break through from any kind of traffic, that'll help. Martin under Stewart. Side by side into turn one for second place. Martin clear. Up to P2. Then a second of Jimmy Johnson. So how badly Mark Martin wants that record. Big closing rate through turn 6 and 7 by Mark Martin. Gets to the inside of Jimmy Johnson, but can't stay there as they get back to the accelerator. Fastest lap of the day by Martin that last time by, and he'll be looking for the lead in turn 1. Hooks the bottom of the racetrack, and Mark Martin is clear before getting into the S's. Clean pass through turn 1. Now can he lead his first lap of the day when we get back to the start-finish line? Bristol is tomorrow night, 500 laps. That's going to be whether we're going to have a chance at this record or not. I think that's going to really make or break the single-season lap record, lap-led record. Again, the number to chase is 4,343 laps. And coming into tonight, we're 880 laps short. We can get to that 4,000 mark mathematically tomorrow at Bristol, even if I didn't lead any laps in this race here this evening. But now, Mark Martin out in the lead, arguably the fastest car. Well, I don't even think it's arguable. Clearly has the fastest car in the field in this one. There's 5 bonus points again, just ran his quickest lap of the race. Jimmy just yeeted himself? I didn't see that. He's still in second. I was going to say, I know I didn't touch him. All 43 cars seem to still be in the race at least. I really don't know how I got through the field. It feels like I'm on easy mode as quickly as I passed everybody. Man, if I didn't wreck in qualifying, we might have been able to lead all 90 laps. Which would have been vital to try to get this laps led record. Every lap counts at this point. The next 3 races after this, Bristol, Atlanta, and New Hampshire. A lot of laps in those races. The other 3 races we have left, there aren't a lot of laps. 90 tonight, 110 at Sonoma, and 160 at Daytona. Like, those are racetracks that, just by the numbers themselves, even if I dominate, I'm not going to lead a ton of laps. So I'm going to have to primarily dominate the next 3 races if I'm going to want a chance to get 880 laps led in these last 6 races of the season. I mean, Bristol alone being 500 laps, that's going to give us a chance. And we led 438 at Martinsville last week, so the hope is that I can lead, actually just on Sunday, a couple days ago, but the hope is that I can at least lead 400 laps. That's kind of my target point. If I can lead 400, we'd be less than 400 away going into Atlanta. Atlanta's 325 laps. It's a 500-mile race. You know, if I can lead 150 is my goal there, and 200 is my goal out of 300 at New Hampshire, which is a track I should be able to do that on. New Hampshire's probably my best track on this game, that and Richmond, so if I can do all that, that means I would have to lead 130 laps in the other 3 races combined. And honestly, with the speed we have here in this one and getting to the lead right around lap 8, lap 9, if we can somehow lead 60, 70 laps out of this, that means final 2 races of the year, if I hit my goals over the next 3 days for laps led, we would have less than 100 laps to lead between Sonoma and Daytona, which would make the record feasible. If we go into Sonoma and Daytona and I have to lead like 150 laps out of what would be, 270 combined, that's going to be tough at those 2 tracks in particular. You know, if we have this kind of speed at Sonoma, we can knock most of them out of the way there, but if you're telling me I have to lead like 50, 60 plus laps at Daytona, that's not going to be easy. Especially in a 160 lap race. Oh, wow, Johnson out in the grass. Is that what he did earlier? He said he yeeted himself? Yeah, the AI wrecks a lot in the bus stop here. Really as close as Johnson's been to our back bumper since we took the lead. So we're going to alternate through the different camera angles for the first time in the race here. Not sure exactly what the fuel window is. I'm hoping that we can just make this on a 2-stop race. I mean, ideally, what I would like to happen is we make it to lap 30, we pit. Then we make it to lap 30 again after that, we pit. And we're good to go to the end of the race. That would be ideal. You know, clean air is king on these road courses, too. And this is Mark Martin's season, not Keegan Schneider's season. Yeah, we're never going to have a season like this dominant on the channel. It'd be nice to win the championship by 1,000 points, too. I guess that's something else we can kind of chase here in the waning races of the season. Johnson with winning yesterday. Was able to gain on us a little bit. Well, we're halfway out of gas at lap 14. Right as we got to the start-finish line. So really about 13 laps. So we're looking to be about 4 laps shy of making it to lap 30. Not going to lie, it's going to be a little concerning if we don't get any cautions in this one. Johnson all over that back bumper of the race leader. Successful blocks were made by Mark Martin to hold on to the race lead. Wonder how much of my tires I burnt up trying to get to Jimmy through all that traffic. The car's handling fine, at least right now. Lap times still look pretty good. That lap sled record has to be like one of the more unbreakable records in NASCAR history going forward. Like leading 2,000 laps in a season is extremely hard in this day and age. Oh boy. Pushed quite a bit. Oh, we got a caution. Caution is out. Lap 15, our first yellow of the race. And it looks like it might be J.J. Yaley. Don't know what happened to him. It's a phantom debris caution. NASCAR wanted to bunch the field back up. They're like, hey, this race is pretty boring. The 6 might dominate. Well, caution's out. We're going to stay out of the pits. Sounds like everybody else has too. I mean, this will make it closer for us to be able to make it on 2 pit stops. So we were probably going to need a few cautions at some point to be able to have that happen. Lap 19, excuse me, green flag back in the air, so seems like a debris yellow for J.J. Yaley. In the assist brings out our first caution. Now the field's extremely bunched together. It's our first restart. Luckily, we're in the lead. Pretty good so far for the 6. We got 3 laps of caution there, so I'm probably going to need 1 more yellow to make it to lap 30. Well, hey, there we go. Thank you. Ask and you shall receive. Got it pretty quick. Oh, man, big wreck in the bus. Yeah, that is the typical bus stop crash at Watkins Glen. That's the thing. We went 15 laps before a caution. But now that the field's bunched together, they're more likely to wreck in the bus stop, as you saw there for Brian Vickers. So again, staying out of the pits and not planning on pitting until we get to lap 30 here for Mark Martin. More laps led under the caution. I'm all right with it. Green flag back in the air, lap 23, and Johnson actually fell out of the lead. Tony Stewart in second now. Down in the first turn, Stewart looking to the inside for the race lead. Oh, a lot of contact there. Almost. Turned himself. Oh boy, we got a large battle going on right now with Tony Stewart. A lot of contact there. Stewart's going to get to the lead. Earnhardt to second. Slide my tires forever getting out of the S's. Now back out in front again. Tony Stewart, really the first time today he's been out in front. Johnson's all the way back to 5th. I don't know what happened to Jimmy on that last restart. Well, we got through the bus stop that time. Well, that's the problem with the restart. I nailed the first one. That one, not so much. Hard charge into turn 6. No way I'm going to get both of them back. We got by Earnhardt. Stewart's still there. All clear. Off turn 7. Got 1 in each corner. Right back to the lead, lap 24. Still going to try to extend this fuel window as far as I possibly can. I don't want to pit right at lap 30 because we saw it was going to take a couple cautions to get to, from that point, then lap 60. Probably going to need like 6 cautions in this race to make it on 2 stops, if I do my math correctly. We've got 2 of them. I'm not going to doubt that we... I mean, I would like to think we're probably going to end up getting a couple more. Quarter tank of gas left. I'm definitely going to be able to get to lap 30, but it's going to be tight after that. Corey Freet, thanks for tuning in. Dale Jr. sitting in second place at Watkins Glen. That's not normal, especially DEI Dale Jr. Not a great road course racer. He's making the most of it. And he has not won yet this season. And the season's almost over, so he's trying. Definitely going to have to repair a little bit of damage on the race car. Specifically towards the left front. Earnhardt lurking. Yo, Junior. Oh my gosh, Junior went wide in the grass. I think Kenseth did too. Earnhardt went way worse than Kenseth though because Matt didn't lose any positions. He actually still passed the 8 car. As caution is out yet again. Lap 25, our third yellow of the race. And it's trouble in turn 5. Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin, Reed Sorensen tangle, and it looked like it started in the bus stop. Hamlin was out in the grass in the bus stop after contact from Sorensen, and then I think he clipped the inside wall, getting into turn 5 and launched across the 41's front bumper. Still not the lap 30. I mean, I can't pit. I have to stay out again. It doesn't sound like anybody else's pit. I mean, our crew chief's not saying anything every single caution, so that kind of scares me a little bit, but... All right, well, green flag back in the air again. 3 yellows all of a sudden from lap 15 to where we're at right now, lap 29. I know it's weird staying out and then having to pit under green soon, but I mean, I have to make it to lap 30 at least first, so I would assume that's why everybody else is staying out of the pits too. It sounds as if we're all on the same strategy. Or lack of a sound, because the crew chief hasn't said anything, but... Well, I said we were going to need 6 cautions to make this race on 2 stops, and we've gotten 3 of them in the first 30 laps. So, I mean, we're on pace to get our 6 yellows. The cautions are really going to throw this strategy for a loop today, because you want to make the last stop of the race as soon as you can. You know, do you pit early hoping we get a bunch of cautions like we saw now? Because we do see quite a few on the road courses on this game, but man, that'd be risky. But at the same time, if you don't do it and you stay out and everybody else pits before lap 60, I'm at the back of the pack, which I showed I could get through the field. It'd probably take me a little longer with a single file restart, I will say. And on top of that, you know, if we get a bunch of cautions piling on top of each other like we have late in this first third of the race, I don't know that I'd have enough time to get through just based off of that alone. And yeah, I'm trying to lead as many laps as I can, but we're also still trying to win the race. I'm trying to get to 20 wins before the season's up. We're at 17. And we've got the fastest car in the field. Feel a lot more bunched together with these cautions compared to what it was before that. So definitely made it to lap 30, and again, we're going to go as far as we can on this fuel run. Mark Martin in the 6 at the start-finish line. Lap 31. You know what MLB The Show needs to do next year? They need to have a game at Bristol Motor Speedway on there. That'll make me buy MLB The Show again. As a NASCAR fan. I can play my Detroit Tigers at Bristol Motor Speedway. I used to love the old NHL games when they had the Winter Classic on there. I don't know why they got rid of it. It's weird because EA has the license to a lot of these NFL stadiums. You know, if it's in an NFL stadium, I don't see why they can't do it. I feel like it'd be a little tougher for MLB The Show. They'd have to get the licensing from SMI. I think if it was a NASCAR-owned track, it'd probably be a little bit easier for them to do so. All right, lap 32 now. Just ran my fastest lap of the race with Mark Martin. Man, this is very, very interesting. It's flashing red. I think I'm going to pit this time. I don't want to go another lap and run out of gas. So we made it past lap 30, so I need a few more yellows in this one, but Mark Martin's going to pit under green. Wow, that was perfect. Right as I had to start breaking into the pits is when I ran out. I couldn't have timed that any better. Well, I was going to pit that time anyway. 4 tires and fuel. I stretched it as far as I could, and that literally couldn't have worked out any more perfect. Just as I drew it up. Everybody else is still staying out of the racetrack, though. That is a bit concerning. And obviously we'll stay on the lead lap with this being a road course and pitting from the lead, so that's good on our behalf. 4 tires, full tank of gas. Left front had a little bit of damage to it, so have to repair that. It was in the red. Didn't lose any pieces of the race car, so that's good. We're all in one piece. Throw a little bear bind on it, and we'll be on our merry way. I'm not saving any fuel. I'm just going to have the cautions hopefully do the work for us. I save fuel, I'm not making pace, and we're still way too early in this thing to be saving gas. If I just coasted around these corners just trying to make up like 4 laps of fuel every run, which is going to probably take the whole run to do that, I'm not going to be the fastest car in the field anymore, so we just got to run this out and hope for the best. Well, there's a caution. Dang it, man. I don't think I'm going to cycle back to the lead. There were cars on pit road when the caution waved. Ryan Newman was slow and got turned. I don't know if he ran out of gas. He was slow. I think he ran out of fuel. It was in turn 7. He might have ran out of gas trying to get to pit road and ended up getting turned. So caution flags out. We clearly just pitted, so we're going to be staying out of the pits now. There we go, right back to the lead. So they were on their way to pit road, but nobody was on pit road when the caution waved. Therefore, they could not complete their stop, which gives Mark Martin the lead again. So he really only went a couple laps without leading. None under green during the midst of at least our green flag pit stop. But again, the rest of the field did not make a green flag stop. There's our 4th caution. We're almost halfway in this race already. Cautions usually plague the speed of a race, but on the video games on these road courses where the laps are a lot longer, it's quickening our race quite a bit. Oh, Kenseth went wide. He hit the curb getting into the bus stop, and he almost turned himself across Biffle's front bumper. I think they made contact. Both cars lost quite a bit of time. I mean, honestly, that really couldn't have worked out any better. Got another caution. We're going to need a couple more to try to make this race on fuel. Not only are we going to need a couple more cautions to make the race on fuel, but I can't get them in a weird spot. Back up the entry and turn 1 a little more. Yeah, I probably could. I mean, I'm still the fastest car on the track, so I kind of don't want to make any adjustments to how I'm driving the car. I feel like I'm doing good. I mean, I wrecked in my 1 qualifying lap, so I've already done well better than that in the race. Made it 39 laps I haven't wrecked yet, so that's good. Why can't I save fuel out in front? I don't want to. I mean, that's why. I can, but I'm not going to be fast. I'm going to get hauled around. I'm literally just going to let the cautions do the work with the fuel saving. I'm just going to focus on hitting my marks and running my race. Relaxed yellows, NASCAR '07. Yeah, that's not a thing. I remember those NASCAR heat days. Yeah, I would definitely run relaxed yellows on the road courses for the reason of cautions are very prominent. Oh, lap 41. It's not me getting back to the gas a little too soon. I have automatic shifting on. Whoops. I have automatic shifting on, so it just shifts from, what is that, first to second gear, I would assume, or maybe second to third. Might be second to third, but that upshift coming out of turn one, it's slow. It's not me out of the gas. And that's probably what's costing me time in the S's. I just don't trust my PS2 controller. That's the only reason I don't do manual shifting on these older games. The more modern games with my PS4, yeah, I'm definitely manual shifting. It does help lap time quite a bit. It does slow me up. A 1 second lead over Tony Stewart. We got 19 more laps to go to try to make it to lap 60 at the very least. We pitted at lap 32, and then we got a caution after we pitted. So already during the second run, we've had 1 yellow. Needed 3 yellows just to get to lap 32. Jimmy Johnson back in second place again. It's kind of hard to tell from where I'm at. It looks like it. He fell out of the lead there for a little bit, but back in the lead now. Thanks for everybody hitting that like button tonight. We're already at 16 likes on the stream. It's quite a few for these video game streams. Notice the viewership has gone up quite a bit, really, over the last week or so with these video game streams. So I appreciate all of you tuning in every night. Glad you're enjoying the coverage. Get back to the live commentary streaming schedule on Saturday. NASCAR Cup practice and qualifying. And Cup practice is supposed to be 45 minutes this weekend at Richmond. With having the 2 different tires that will be on hand for that points-paying race. So 45-minute practice and then qualifying right after. So the stream is going to be extended a little bit more compared to normal practice qualifying sessions. No groups with the 45 minutes, just one continuous session. And of course the truck race that Saturday night, Cup race on Sunday. I believe practice and qualifying is on the NBC Sports app. And it will not be on USA Network this week, so NBC Sports app is where you can watch that. And then Fox Sports 1 covering the truck race at Richmond, which is the regular season finale also for the Truck Series this weekend. And the Cup race at Richmond will be on USA Network. And that will be a Sunday night race also. So Sunday night and a Saturday night. Saturday night for trucks. Sunday night for Cup. Definitely be a lot of fun. What about 18 now? Oh, push a little wide there. You're talking about like my pass through the field? I'm not sure yet. I was more worried about getting through the different camera angles first here. I don't know if we're going to have enough time for that in this race. All the cautions in the early going. I'm going to try to get through them all. $10:15 Tiger start time. Yeah, I always hated the West Coast games, especially when I was like growing up in school, because I knew I couldn't even watch first pitch. Now, because I got to work in the morning, I'm definitely not going to be keeping any eye on it. I was up late last night watching Raw, so I'm definitely not staying up late again a couple days in a row. Just past halfway through the race, 46 laps complete at the start-finish line. About a 1.2-second lead for race leader Mark Martin. And not just race leader, but champion Mark Martin. Again, won his first career Cup title yesterday at California. Continuing the season on to try to get the laps led record. Somehow we do clinch it before the season finale. Then we'll move on to the final season of NASCAR 07. The Cup Series, I'll be running as Dave Blaney, trying to win a championship. He's got one of the worst cars in this game. Trying to challenge myself a little more. And of course, he's the father of Ryan Blaney, who is my favorite driver, so that's why I'm also choosing Dave. There's a couple other of the, back markers I could have taken, but for that reason, I'm going to be picking him. Now, on our second Truck and Busch Series schedule, you guys will get to vote for who you want me to race as in those series. So I will have a poll up at some point in the community tab, various polls, that will count down the voting process. And I'm going to make sure I have that up before I start the season, obviously. But considering we have this for all of this week and then the live commentary this weekend, it's going to be a minute before we get to those seasons, probably sometime next week. Fastest lap of the day for Mark Martin that last time. Pulled another 0.2 of a second ahead of Jimmy Johnson in second place. Why does it seem like I'm making more fuel on this run than I did the last run? I was struggling to try to get any sort of, fuel economy on that first run, but this run we haven't even had halfway out of gas yet. It's really weird. I just ran my fastest lap of the day that last time too, so the pace is up. There we go. I was expecting to get to halfway out of fuel at some point. Honestly, I think we can get to lap 60. I still think we're gonna need at least 2 more cautions to make it the rest of the way. I don't feel good about that last run. Definitely gonna have to try to stretch it. We'll get cautions. I'm pretty confident that we will. We saw a flurry of 4 of them in the span of like 20 laps. Probably less than that, honestly. I think in the span of the 4 cautions we had, we probably only ran like 3 or 4 green flag laps in that entire stretch of the 4 yellows. The 4 yellows equated for 12 caution laps. I was the only one to make a green flag stop in this race. Everybody pitted during that last yellow. Except for me, because I pitted just before it. So I probably got a little bit less fuel in my car than they do, because we had to make that stop a lap earlier. But that, I mean, that will make a difference late in the race if it's another fuel mileage race like we had yesterday in California. No, Dave Blaney doesn't have any teammates. Made it to lap 50. 40 laps to go this time by. Yep. Bill Davis Racing, just a single car team. It's going to be interesting. I mean, there's going to be tracks that I'm not going to have pace at all. We got to capitalize on super speedways. There's only 3 of them in the regular season, of course. I wish it was a win in your in system. And not, I have to be top 10 in points at the end of 26 races, because that is going to be tough. Trying to get into the chase, get to the top 10 in points. Watch what game after SmackDown? SmackDown's on Friday. Do I work Saturday? No. Alright, so JJ Yaley, who had that problem, which kind of started the flurry of cautions, sounds like he is extremely slow, but is going to be working his way back on the track. I don't think we've ever had an off-the-pace car on a road course. That's going to be interesting. Especially a high-speed one like Watkins Glen. Yeah, I'm not watching the game after SmackDown. Oh, there's another yellow. Dang it, man. We were just getting away from the field, too. Scott Riggs having a problem? Yep, debris. Second debris yellow. That one not Phantom. Clearly see the hood off of the 10 of Scott Riggs blow off the racetrack, just getting out of the S's. And we did not make it to lap 60 yet, so going to have to stay out of the pits again. Yaley, that slow car, going to be underneath us on this restart. Green flag back in the air, lap 55. Really hope this 18 doesn't get in our way. Trying to give Yaley room up off the exit of turn 1. And clear. He's much slower than us, so we should be able to hold on in front of him. He's down a cylinder. He might be the one that's going to cause a ton of yellows going forward, especially with him restarting at the front of the field every time. Because he ain't going to get back on the lead lap, no matter how many yellows we get. He's many laps down. Wow, Johnson got a big run that time. Martin really having to protect the bottom through the bus stop. Johnson went out in the grass. He overdrove the entry to the corner. And I think he fell to at least 5th. Looks like he lost 3 positions there. 2 spots lost. He's in 4th. Kenseth to 3rd. Tony Stewart back into P2. I really want this to stay green at least until we make our next stop, because I don't know. It's like we get a caution, I'm scared everybody's going to pit, and I got to stay out because I haven't made my number yet. Really need this to stay green until everybody pits, and then it makes the strategy a lot easier on myself that there's no head scratching. Oh, 18 likes. I was wondering what you meant by 18. You posted that a couple times. Yeah, we are at 18 likes. Trying to get that up to 25 here before the end. There's a very high probability I'm going to lead over 50 laps in this race. Definitely got the pace to do it. Alright, so we got a quarter tank of gas left. Just made it to lap 57 now at the line. At least one more yellow to try to make it on field at the end. Unless it's in a weird spot like this, that's where it could hurt us. Oh, big mistake. Yeah, that's what I did in qualifying. That was the first time I've done it in the race. I didn't spin out, luckily, that time. That was close. A couple of vicious shots. These guardrails are stiff. Those walls don't move. My car did, though. Gotta get back in rhythm again. I'm starting to miss my marks. Able to hold on to the lead, but Stewart's definitely closed that gap quite a bit. Lap 64. If I can go that far, I would like to. I don't know if I'm going to make it that far. It looks like the entire field's actually past J.J. Yaley, as we have made it to lap 58 in the race. '61's too early to pit. If a caution comes out at lap 61, I'm going to have to, though. I mean, that's the thing. So otherwise, I'm going to be in a situation where I'm never going to get this track position back, because I'm going to have to pit either under green. We'll just be wasting time at the back of the field. I mean, honestly, we get a caution right now, I'll probably have to pit. It's just too close. There's really nothing I can do. That's where being the leader's not fun on a road course. I'm just hoping they make it through. I mean, we've seen wrecks outside of the bus stop, though. That's the thing. I saw one in turn 5 today. The S's had a couple of the debris yellows. Oh, most laps led for Mark Martin. Not that that matters anymore because the championship's won. What does matter with the laps led is we're getting closer to the record. Every single lap that we do lead. Try to get the most in a single season. That's even with not qualifying. I mean, we started dead last and got to the lead in 9 laps. Like, I mean, we have done a great job here today. I think Matt Kenseth, Mark Martin, and Jimmy Johnson are the only drivers to lead a lap in the race today. Again, Martin going to try to extend this fuel run. How many laps under green it would take to catch Yaley being off the pace also. feel like it would be quite a few. You would think. I really don't remember this happening on a road course. Not just this game. I'm talking like all the EA games we played. I don't remember a car being off the pace like this on a road course. Oh, no. No, we didn't need a caution there. Oh, man. Right at lap 60. I really needed this to go green all the way until then. Jeff Burton had other decisions here. Out into the sand pit in the bus stop. Contact with Elliott Sadler after he had clipped the curb. The left side tires went below the curb. The right sides hit the curb and launched him across the front bumper of the 38. Yeah, we didn't need a caution at all. We have to pit. I mean, it's gonna make this window a lot longer than we needed it to be. It'll be 4 tires and a full tank of gas. I would imagine the entire field will pit here with the lap 60 caution. This is our 6th yellow of the race. Stay out, maybe pit. I can't. We can't take that risk. I mean, you have to pit now. We're at 60. I mean, we've had so many cautions, you just have to expect we're going to get more yellows. I mean, on pace, we've had 3 every 30 laps, so 6 through 60. Gonna win the race off pit road. Good stop by the crew. Ah, man, yeah, we didn't need that yellow.
There are a couple cars that didn't pit. Now they're leading the pack.
Okay, now, I think the only guy that stayed out was J.J. Yaley, who was the lap down. I think Jeff Green's in second. Green flag back in the area. Yeah, lap 64 here on the restart. Jeff Green is second. Casey Mears third. Great job by those two winning the races off pit road. All the 6 of Mark Martin leads the field. Well, I said 6 cautions to make it on gas unless we got one in a weird spot. All those 6 cautions we had to this point basically nullifies the field strategy the rest of the way because it's an even slate. And we're probably going to be short to the end if we don't get a couple more yellows. Mark Martin going to try to do his best out in front of the field. Casey Mears going to get the second. Great move through turn 5 to get alongside the 66. Remember, Jeff Green finished second a couple races ago at Texas. More than a couple, about a handful of races ago now, but it's his best finish of the season. And he's just outside the top 10 in points. So was J.J. Yaley, actually, before Yaley blew an engine in this race. Got a little loose getting out of turn 7 there. I thought he got back into the gas at a weird spot. That was... thought I was headed right for that pit wall. Save now, slower. I can't do that. It's just not how this works. I mean, they're slower, but yeah, I back out of the gas any extra, I'm still gonna get ran past.
Number 66 is making his move, left side.
And we just gotta play it out. Just gotta trust that we get yellows. There's no way I could save in this circumstance. I mean, because the worst thing that happens here, I start saving gas, and then I end up getting the cautions anyway. Then I have less time to get back to the lead because I'm going to end up losing the lead. You see what I'm saying? Somebody blew an engine and is very slow on the racetrack right now and trying to work their way back towards the pits. I can do it. Well, I will not take your word for it. That car is creeping on that track map. You thought J.J. Yaley was slowing off the pace. Look at this guy. He blew an engine, I think, coming out of the bus stop into turn 5. He's just now getting to turn 6. I don't know if that car is going to get to pit road or not. Oh, look at Jeff Green going for the lead. He bounced off the curb into the 6. He goes wide into the grass, and he's going to lose several positions. I didn't do anything there. I held my line. He hit the curb, and it looked like all 4 tires came up off the ground. That car just made it to pit road. Thankfully, we don't have to deal with him. Gonna have to rely on the track map. He did make it into the pits, so we stayed green. I needed a caution. I just don't want to be the yellow. I couldn't tell who that was. I think Casey Mears would be in second place then. We're going to do our field passes when we get to the start-finish line this time by. Might be able to save a little gas that way. Might only have time for one field pass today. And we'll swap to Matt Kenseth first.
Okay, buddy, let's do it.
Kenseth in the 9th place position, lap 68. About 5 seconds off the race lead. Charges after Kevin Harvick in the 29. Contact with the 29 of Harvick. Matt not clear yet. Now he's clear in the S's. Scott Riggs having a good performance in 7th. Is he still hoodless? Oh, wheel hop by the 10. He wheel hopped bad. Biffle got in the back of Casey Mears into turn 5. Casey lost a lot of time too. He was in 2nd. Now he's in 4th. Biffle trying to get around him. Casey Mears still blocking. Kenseth gains a ton of time there. Through turn 7. 17 battles the 16 and the 42. So, whatever we don't get through with a potential second field pass in this race today, definitely not going to have time for both of them. We'll just have to do an extra one at Bristol tomorrow. Side by side in the bus stop. Oh, now we're 3! That got tight in a hurry. A lot of contact between Kenseth and McMurray, and now a caution's out further back. Well, we needed a yellow. Somebody else wrecked further behind us. And it's Kyle Petty. Kyle Petty, Joe Nemechek. That was a carbon copy of what happened earlier with Jeff Burton and Elliott Sadler. I mean, that looked identical. Got a lot of yellows over there today in the sand pit. Mark used to dominate the Glen. Well, it's another one. At least on the laps lead side of things. Well, we needed yellows. Got one. Green flag back in the air. Lap 73. Oh, Harvick almost got underneath the 17. That was close. Oh my gosh, giant log jam behind Dale Jarrett. He did not get going there. Now the left front soft on the 17 of Kenseth. Front few cars pull away just a little bit. Side by side all the way through the S's between the 16 and the 17. The 17 clear for 5th. Jeremy Mayfield, by the way, was able to get by the race leader, Mark Martin. Oh boy, a little contact. Jeff Green, Dale Jarrett getting into the bus stop. Jarrett holds on for his position. Martin's still stuck behind Yaley. Mayfield pulling away. I'm not going to swap to Martin right now. I don't think the cautions are done for 1, for 2. Still in second. Big closing rate into turn 6 for Kenseth. Kenseth going wide. Couldn't hold the outside lane that time in that corner. Maybe it's Mayfield he's behind. Maybe J.J. Yaley pulled off the track. It's hard to tell for sure. No, it is Mayfield. All right. Yeah, I don't know where J.J. Yaley went. Jeff Green back to 3rd as he passes Dale Jarrett cleanly. Jeremy Mayfield won at Bristol in the Food City 500 real early in the season. Led the most laps in that race as well, and he's got a chance to get 2 wins this 2006 season. Big move into the bus stop. Kenseth going to get by Jarrett. He's on the outside of Jeff Green for 3rd through turn 5. Green holds on in front of the 17. 17 with another run, clears the 88. And on the outside, Kenseth completes the pass for 3rd. Go one more lap with the 17 car here, and then we'll swap to either Biffle or McMurray next. Probably go to Biffle next because he's in the top 10. My favorite sandpit? Yeah. I guess. It's going to have to become my favorite if we can make it on fuel to the end because of the yellows. Still 16 laps left. It's a lot of time at Watkins Glen if it stays green. Top 3 all tightly nose to tail. Mark Martin's got to run here. Kenseth Martin in the draft. Going to work well together. Oh, big block by Mayfield. A lot of contact. That's going to free up some space for Kenseth. He gets into the 19. Sailed it in there. Kenseth in the lead. Oh, Mayfield almost dumped him back. He tried to. He definitely tried. They're not done yet. Meanwhile, Biffle back in 11th. Getting testy between Matt Kenseth and Jeremy Mayfield at the front of the field. Biffle back in the top 10. He fell behind a bit on the restart. Michael Waltrip nearing a top 10 at Watkins Glen. Never would have thought of Waltrip as being a great road course racer. Or Jeff Green for that matter. And Jeff Green's in the top 5, so I guess you don't know. Sometimes the race just gets weird. It's been one of those races. 7 cautions so far today. Feels like more than that, but it isn't. Number at 7. Big move for Biffle underneath the 10 of Scott Riggs. Clean pass, even with a very, very minimal chance of making the pass, considering how tight the 10 ran him. Oh, wow. Bad block by Jeff Gordon. Biffle was already there underneath the 24. And by the way, on the track map, Jeremy Mayfield back in the lead. So they did get back around Kenseth that last lap. Contact with the 24. Oh, man, I sent him. I just absolutely sent Jeff Gordon. Whoops. We stay green. I think he lost more than just the spot to Biffle. Not a block, he didn't know I was there. Well, I guess. So we'll blame it on the spotter, I guess. Gordon spotter. Oh, wow, that was a big wheel hop. Thought I was going to spin the car out there for a second. It was starting to turn left when I was trying to go right. Lost a lot of ground. I haven't had that all day. Mark Martin definitely hasn't been having that kind of trouble in this one, I'll tell you that much. One more lap with the 16, this time by. And then we'll go to Jamie McMurray in the 26. Not sure exactly where McMurray is running. If we're underneath the 29, I'm going to pause it real quick. I got to plug my laptop in. I had to pick a long straightaway to do it, so I wasn't going to wreck. All right, we're in. We're in. We're good to go. We got a fantasy driver in 6th place. 187. And now he's in 7th. Oh, it's that J.J. Johnson guy. He had a top 10 earlier this season, too. Oh, my gosh. That was bad. Oh, he got right back around us. Now he's back in 6th again. Oh, I'm going to send him. Speaking of sending, Dale Jarrett went wide. Not as wide as that 187 car, but he went wide. I know Martin's losing a little bit of time. We've got the fastest car in the field. Not worried about it. It's the best chance I think he has of saving any gas. Looks like the leaders are catching J.J. Yaley. That might close the gap quite a bit between these top few in the running order. And McMurray's very deep in the field. Got an alternate paint scheme. White car. Might be the first time all season we've seen this scheme for McMurray's 25th. With 11 laps to go. 25th for little Jamie, baby. If we do get a caution, I'm definitely swapping to Mark Martin on the restart, but until then, we'll run this out. Oh, we got a car wide. Jeez, give me room, Truex. My goodness. I mean, I was there. I was looking at the 45. Just trying to get around to him. Little did I know Martin Truex Jr. is going to run us into the wall. We don't need a caution. Thank you very much. We're doing all right. 10 to go. Tony Stewart fell way behind on strategy. Whoa! Murray about turned himself there. And Truex got back by the 26 because of it. You guys didn't see me just cut through the grass like that. It's alright. McMurray's back at 24th anyway. I don't think he's going to hurt him any. Murray sails it under Stewart. Oh my gosh. He's pissed. I hung on him a lot longer than I thought I was going to. Gotta get away from him. Lock the brakes up there, trying to keep it off Jeff Burton in that 198. I'm not going to go 3 wide in the S's. 2 wide's hard enough through there. I wasn't going to try to make it 3. There we go. Get them 1 at a time. That was a lot smarter. I still couldn't clear Jeff Burton. I thought I had him. Oh boy. Ah, Tony sent me into 5. Hold on, we're good, we're good. We are good. How did I find myself in that? I came from so far behind him to plug it up the middle 3 wide. I'm just trying to get away from Tony Stewart. One more lap with McMurray. It's past the 198. There we go. We got a buffer car between the 26 and the 20 now. Oh, I don't like that comment in the chat. Well, a little risky. Easy. Oh, wow! How did that not bring out a caution? I know it was a joke. I mean, it is a video game we're talking about. Not something I'm going to repeat, though. I'll tell you that much. All right. 7 to go. And it is now all up to Mark Martin. Harvick, Kenseth, side by side. In the bus stop, a little contact from Kenseth. I would assume Mark Martin has saved enough gas to make it to the end. So now from 6th place, time to go hard. Gets by both Harvick and Kenseth on that lap. Got by Kenseth through the bus, well, really turn 5. Oh. Ouch. Six to go. I pulled a Tyler Reddick. I overdrove the corner. It kind of stuffed it into the wall. Apexed a little early there. Apex before the apex. How is it that in a race that is so caution-filled, we might go green for the final 18 laps of this race? I don't buy it. We need it to stay green. I feel like we get one caution, we're going to get more than one. And if we get more than one, well, probably game over. Big run in the draft. That was a great job through turn 5 by Mark Martin. Sails it into turn 6. Gets by Jarrett cleanly for 3rd. I think we've definitely got time. I have the fastest car in the field. I gotta stop doing that. Oh my gosh. It's definitely gonna cost me time. 5 laps, 3 seconds off the lead. The top 2 are nearly battling. We got Jeremy Mayfield, Jeff Green. It's the second time Jeff Green nearly has a shot to win a race in the last half a dozen or so. You don't get those opportunities very often. How do I hit that wall? I don't know. I've done it twice now. I've done it 2 laps in a row. Kills my speed down that front straightaway. My best corners are definitely turned the back half of the track, really. 5, 6, 7. I feel like that's where I'm getting the most time. On a lap over lap basis. Jeff Green's pushing extremely hard trying to get to Jeremy Mayfield. 4 to go this time by. I'm not worried about the time. We just got to execute the corners. That was a beautiful last lap we just ran. Minute 10.95. I mean, we were about a second quicker than these guys up in front of us. We had to save fuel that run and let the AI take care of it. Which we've only had 1 caution since the last pit stop. Quarter tank of gas left, 4 to go. We get a caution, we are guaranteed 1 restart. So if we get a green white checker with going past the scheduled distance, that's really the only way a caution could potentially hinder not making it on fuel. Again, we would be guaranteed 1 restart with a yellow. But if it stays green here for these 4 laps, I think we'll be fine. Should be fine. Alright, continues to close. Problem is not getting there, it's making the pass when we get there, because we'll get there. We gotta make not 1 but 2 passes. Jeff Green remains in 2nd. Jeremy Mayfield remains the leader. Mark Martin 3rd, within a second of the lead with 3 to go at the line. Big closing rate through turn 1. Martin already to the inside of Jeff Green for 2nd place. Green won the race back to the accelerator and is just able to hold clear, and he's going to try to block the 6 as much as he can. Top 3 under a blanket. Big run for Jeff Green. Martin's going to try to back the bus stop up. Still got into the 66. Oh, he slides. I think he kept it off the wall down there. That was close. I backed it up and they still checked up more than I was expecting. Luckily, Jeff Green's still in 3rd. There's nobody around him. He's not going to be in danger of losing any more positions. 2 to go. This time by Martin underneath Mayfield. Through turn 6. Mayfield holds on for now. Into turn 7. Martin trying to get to the inside. Not quite there. He's in prime position to try to make this pass. And he's going for it in turn 1. Martin is all clear. New leader at Watkins Glen. It is Mark Martin. With 2 to go. Dominant car in the field. Oh, wow. Good run out of the S's by Mayfield. Got alongside Martin. Martin now breaks him into the bus stop, and Mayfield goes wide. He overdrove the corner quite a bit. He's out in the grass. Big opportunity here for Martin to pull away now. Mayfield remains in second. Green on his back bumper, but a big lead now for Mark Martin. Mayfield had one more shot. He sent it. I was wondering how he got alongside of us. No wonder. He was never going to make that corner going that much faster than us. Continues on the final lap. And Green is side by side for second as he got to the inside of the 19 through turn 1. This might be the second place finish for Jeff Green in the last half dozen races. Had one at Texas. Tried to get one on a road course nonetheless at Watkins Glen. Oh, managed fuel a lot better than I thought we were going to, but it worked out fairly well. And fastest car's gonna win, even with that caution lap 60. That one more yellow we did get with about 21 laps left, that really did help us make it to the end, because I don't know if we can go 3 more laps, but we'll never have to find out. Checkered flag will be waving off turn 7 this time for Mark Martin. And I think Green made the pass for second on Mayfield on that last lap. So it will be the second place finish for Jeff Green this year. And the second time to Mark Martin. As Martin is a winner. Let's go. Number 18. 2 away from a 20-win season. And this ties Tim Flock for the second most wins in a season at 18. One more to get to second. And obviously leading the laps we did today, we get closer to the record for the most laps led in a single season. "55 laps led on the race for Mark Martin, a max point stay, adding on to the... I think we're going to have over a 1,000-point lead now after today, actually. Jeff Green led 1 lap, finished second. Good run for him. Jeremy Mayfield led 15, finishing third. Dale Jarrett, 4th place finish. Kevin Harvick, 5th. 6th for Greg Biffley, led 1 lap today. Jeff Gordon, 7th. Matt Kenseth, our other teammate, led 5 laps, finishing in 8th. Jimmy Johnson, 9th. Or was that J.J. Johnson? Yeah, J.J. Johnson had finished 9th. And Michael Waltrip gets a top 10 at Watkins Glen as well. A weird finishing order to this one. Jamie McMurray, 16th. Their teammate in the race. Everybody that finished a lap. Finished on the lead lap other than J.J. Yaley, who had an engine issue earlier. He came back out, finished 39 laps down in 41st. The 3 DNFs, Elliott Sadler, S. Conway, and Ryan Newman. Again, 1.2 second margin of victory, 74.93 mile per hour average race speed, 24 lead changes, 7 cautions, 2 hours, 56 minutes, 32 seconds total time on tonight's race. All right. So 55 laps led in today's race. That means we are 825 laps led away from the record. So I got to lead 825 laps in the last 5 races of the season. It is not going to be easy. But we have 500 laps at Bristol tomorrow to really try to eat into that deficit. We're going to try to do it. Again, my goal is to lead over 400 laps at Bristol, over 150 at Atlanta, and over 200 at New Hampshire. If I could do that, we'll be just over 100 laps led out going into Sonoma and Daytona for the final 2 races. So that's the goal. That is my goal, and if obviously we exceed that, then we'll be even that much more closer. It's probably going to take to the season finale to get it. If we get it. Average finish going to be even better. It was 3.2 coming into the race. We got to win. It might be down to 3.1 again. We'll have to wait and see on that, but appreciate everybody tuning in here tonight. Hit that like button if you haven't yet. Subscribe for more NASCAR content. We'll be back tomorrow, 6:30 p.m. Eastern start time for the Sharpie 500 Bristol Night Race on NASCAR 07. Enjoy your Tuesday night, and I'll see you back better than ever for Hump Day Wednesday.